So we're over at SCS Motorsports with John. He's turning off some fans so we can hear him.
Okay.
I've known John for 10, 15 years, something like that. We do some BMW builds for them, and they build some badass Beamers.
We try.
So, yeah. So anyway, this is John, and anyway, I'm going to let him speak to you a little bit about CS Motorsports because I've known him since you got started, kind of, and they're pretty big now. So, but anyway, go ahead, John.
Well, we're getting there.
yeah, definitely, absolutely.
But we kind of got introduced with Keith when we were trying to build motors. We weren't having very good luck with some of the other guys we were using in the past, and our good friend Jimmy, who I grew up with pretty much half my life, we were the guys racing around Charlotte many years ago in the old 95 to 99 E36 M3 chassis. That was kind of the car of choice back then. We fell in love with these cars. That's what got us into doing BMWs. That's why what you see here is a result of all that. Just had a passion for the cars, and obviously as we were getting faster and faster, eventually you have to build the motors, and we tried to find a couple different shops that could do it for us, and it's kind of where Keith rolled into the whole picture. Jimmy, I guess, lived out where you lived.
Yeah.
Kind of, knew you, and were like, hey man, this guy knows
Jimmy
his
got
stuff.
referred to me, and then stopped in one day and said, hey, do you know anything about these cars? I'm like, not exactly. Next thing you know, it's like, well, let's just let's take a drive. And we took a drive, and we were in like third gear, and he just rolls into it, blows the tires off, and I'm like, holy crap. He's like, I'm just trying to get heat in the tires. I'm like, okay, this is kind of cool.
Yeah. And
that's the beginning of it.
Yeah, that's literally how it started. And next thing you know, he was just building motors for us.
Yep.
We started with I think mine had already been previously built,
Yep.
but we had done Jimmy's eventually, and I think we had done some other customer builds, and it just rolled into
the next generations,
more and more stuff.
It's went along
as we went. Keith was coming with us to some of the race events also, and drove some of the cars.
I drove yours in a half mile.
Yeah, we did some half mile stuff,
Yep.
and did some quarter mile stuff also,
Yep.
and he can drive a BMW. Pretty much anything else that you can drive
whatever,
to.
Jimmy, he's racing his now, and
Yep.
Jimmy runs some. I run his car sometimes. So anyway, and John's got all kinds of cars. But if you look behind, you'll see.
I have a few of them.
Some
Started with the E36s, then obviously we kind of transformed into the Supra stuff that you see now. Ever since they decided to put BMW motors in them, that was kind of why we got into that platform, and we've taken off ever since. A lot of people bring their Supras to us, as well as other BMW stuff. We're pretty much a BMW specific performance facility, so we don't really work on a whole lot of other cars, with the exception of these Jeeps that roll in here from time to time. We don't work on them, but we
He doesn't work on them. He has to deal with us a lot. So, but that's what we're doing today. So we're here, and the plan is, and just so you know, John, this is my wife's. They got passed down from my in-laws. They were nice enough to give us to my wife. And me and Devin have to get it fixed. And it is up and running, and it's doing good, but it is a stock Jeep. And we want to do a baseline on a stock Jeep. I say stock Jeep, the only thing that's done, I did put a timing curve in it, which we'll monitor air fuels and see how it's running today. But we're going to give this as a baseline. It's got, I think it's on 33s, stock gearing, and we'll see what it makes. Hopefully we can use the lockup in third gear, and the tires will be safe. That's the biggest worry. So we'll try it on this one. If we get by it on this, and the rest are good. So this will be our low baseline, which it still does run good. And if we crank it up, you'll hear it's got the slappy timing chain, and it's got plenty of miles, but it still runs good. So then after this one, we're going to pull in a customer's Jeep, and it's an OBD1. This is Chris's blue Jeep. We built a 4.7 high octane setup for it, and you can't tune it, but we've done a few things here and there. It's got bigger injectors. Let's see, fuel pressure's up to 50 psi, and on the wideband, which we haven't hooked up, it looks pretty good, and I think it's more than good enough to run. He wants to know what it's going to make to the rear wheels, and we do too. So we're going to run it. If we get time before this place closes down, we're going to run mine real quick and just see how it's running. It used to be turbo. It's back to naturally aspirated. So let's get going. John will lead the way.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
That'll be good.
That's good. That's perfect.
starts to wrinkle up.
They kind of unwrinkle after.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so we made 2 runs, a backup hole. As you can see, it's within 1.5 horsepower. It does get a little fat, like it gets down in 11. So if we tuned it, it would definitely pick up. Maybe not a whole lot, but it's basically done at 4,500 anyway. But after that, it's just dumping fuel. But we made a whopping 147 wheel horsepower, 194 on torque, which is pretty good. So now let's go to the next one. Setup, 2 factory throttle bodies. This is a 94 Jeep with a 96 through 98 intake. So the difference is the power steering mount on the front. You run a newer style mount, and you can run, you know, a curved intake or straight runner intake, sheet metal intake, anything. So we swapped it over. We didn't need a power steering pump anyway, just have options. It had a straight runner ported. We went to a sheet metal plenum dual throttle body. We didn't get the dyno, so we'll see how it works. It feels pretty good on the street.
Which is crazy. We take the last pull that we did for this one, and yeah, the last pull that we did for Megan's, that's the difference between the 2 power outputs.
So what are we comparing here, John?
So this is the previous Jeep versus this one now.
Stock one. So this will be stock.
So that was the stock baseline pull on the black Jeep.
Yep.
And then this was the last pull we did on the blue Jeep right now. So you can see kind of the difference in numbers.
You're looking at like 100, roughly 100.
Yeah, about 100 wheel horsepower peak, and you know, at least what, 80 or 90 wheel torque gains from stock to this build.
Yes.
So it's a little bit more power.
Yeah, and I will say that it's definitely on the rich side. So like I mentioned before, a way to fix that is to open up the exhaust side.
Yep.
So it's literally a 2.5-inch collector necked out to a 3-inch. We went 3-inch all the way. It has a converter. We've seen in the past converters can knock 10, 20 horsepower out of this. I really think we you can add 20 wheel horsepower to this pretty easily just with exhaust.
Oh yeah, I mean you're at 11.8 AFR is what we run the turbo cars at.
Yeah, exactly.
You're NA, so
right.
You could easily add like almost a full point AFR, and that'll definitely pick up some additional power out of it.
Yeah, so we'll see if Chris wants to change the exhaust at all or do anything, but otherwise I think we're good. This one's
safe.
Yeah, this one's good to run. He needs to drive it
wheel all day long,
and that's what he wants to do is drive it. Yeah, it's been here for a long time, and now it gets to go.
Nice.
Okay, so this is my personal Jeep. We call this the Mutt motor. It's been through, you name it, many different revisions. John has seen it in turbo form. It's gone in and out of that a few times.
Oh, it's this one.
It's the same one, yes. Like it's went from a 4-liter to a stroker, and now it's still a stroker. We went from iron head to aluminum head that has a quarter Delta Brock. It has our sheet metal intake. It has a 70mm throttle body, and literally just stuck a stock airbox on here. It hasn't been modified at all. But we're gonna make some runs on it and just kind of see where it's at. I don't have anything to tune with this. We're just gonna blast it just like we did the rest and see what it does. And this one though, it will be a good one to test on pulling the V-band for the exhaust and to see if the exhaust does hurt these. Because I really think on that one, it's gonna hurt it. And this one has 3-inch exhaust. That one's only 2.5. If we pull this and it picks it up, but we know that it's gonna hurt that one because basically they're the same head, everything. So, and it even has more induction than what this one does. So anyway, let's get going on this and see what it makes.
Definitely a little leader. So green was him, red's you. You're 12.2, 12.3, 12.4, 12.3, 12.0 there. I'm sorry, 12.8 there. Or actually that's 12.1, 11.9, 11.8, 11.5. Top end is starting to get really good. It's like glass is really rich. Alright, so we'll just pull the exhaust and see what happens.
I think it'll be all right.
we're literally the same until after 5,500.
So now,
So the other question is,
let's take this off.
Box is super restrictive. Yeah. Like super restrictive. So there's the rest of your power. Yeah. Now what you ought to do is put the exhaust back on with the airbox off and see what it does.
Well, we got to put it back on anyway.
Yeah.
Let's put it back on.
Definitely much more restricted with the exhaust back on.
Yeah, slightly. I mean, I knew it would. But yeah, that's
So the very first pull was run 1, so that's in yellow. Here, let me I'm gonna make these a little bit smaller so we can look at the graphs. So run 1 in yellow was as she came in. Run 2 is actually the first pull. We're gonna throw that one out because it was, because the next run was good. But then run 3, which is blue, was with the exhaust removed. And then obviously run 4 was no exhaust in red and black. And then the backup run, which is did in green, run 5 was with the exhaust back on. So I'm gonna put that back. Exhaust back on, no airbox.
That's
the airbox makes it.
That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
You look right there. We're looking 266 to 286, back to 268.
Yep. And then from the factory, from the numbers with both of them on, it was, you definitely picked up some.
Yeah. So coming in, we came in at 257, and we're right at 287 now.
Yep.
And then toward 272, right at 297 now. So it's close.
20 wheel torque.
And it's still fat. Like it's still up top. It's still fat. If we had tuning, we could lean it out and make more. But it's good. It's a good comparison for the blue one. All right. So now let's put that stock one on here. So that's 3 totally different graphs. You got stock. You got a high octane setup with Mr. Smooth Cam to fit the stock parameters, and it does. Like it fits great. It's just 100 more wheel horsepower and torque. And then you got this one, and if you're wondering why it revs up so much, it's got a much larger cam. The head and everything is the same as this. The intake is the same. This is cam and valve spring, and that's OBD1. You can't rev it any higher. This is tunable OBD2. You can rev it to 6,300 where the rev limiter's at.
Oh, that's huge. I didn't know that either.
Yeah. And this one we can rev it further. It's just that's where I had set the rev limiter.
Yeah.
Good power. Yeah, it's fun. Thank you.
Of course.
That's a wrap.